People are like,
Wow, we're trying to stream.
720, 60 frames.
This guy, he's watching HD, dude.
Who?
You!
Nah, dude, I quit that like 10 minutes ago. I stopped.
Yeah.
We should be back on.
We're back?
Now.
We good?
My arms
Okay.
are up, yeah.
All right, yeah. We're just talking about how they chose, like EA chose to like show and wrapping it. It's coming up on PS Blog, Xbox Live Wire. It's on E3. Like, you know, maybe it's in magazines. Like, that's enough exposure with the help from EA. So I think they actually, you know, did all right. Just shout out to Joseph. Fuck the Oscars. A Way Out, you know, did really well for EA, so they got a bigger studio and they're hiring, so that's great. We talked about NBA Live. I have my notes saying here, Mike goes crazy. Madden 19, nothing happening there. That mobile tank game, what was it called?
Command and Conquer.
Oh, it was Command and Conquer, yeah. So,
mobile.
Alan, you play Command and Conquer?
Let's
You
not
want to
give
talk
it any
about
more
this?
minutes than it's already had.
You just want to like
too
leave
much.
it there, yeah? All right, then. So then we'll cut to the chase and get to Anthem.
Yeah, let's get in there.
So we had Andrea Renee come out and have a live panel with like Casey Hudson and a few of the other developers talking about the world of Anthem, the story, how the single player is gonna work, and we're getting snippets of gameplay throughout with, you know, eventual like gameplay trailer at the end. Alan, like immediate thoughts on like what we saw of Anthems coming out next year, 22nd February, 2019. But like from what EA showed, like what were your immediate reactions? Because this is what we were waiting for. They saved it for the end. Did it live up to closing EA's conference? Yeah.
Looks like it's going to be a huge world. I mean, I like the fact that it's got a lot of verticality, you know? You're flying up, you're going down into the ocean, that sort of lakes and so on, and something else. I like that.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a lot more of like a 3D actual world, you know?
Yeah.
I love the different classes. I like the fact that it's not a commitment. It seems very Monster Hunter in the sense of you get the gear, go out for the mission. If you need to do something else, if you know you've encountered these sort of enemies, go back, get the heavy one, or get
So
the
they actually
aerial
said
protect.
you can swap
Yeah.
javelins or whatever. Yeah,
Depending on the situation that you need to use
That's
it.
great. That's great.
That's
Because
just
if you're
absolutely
locked in,
gorgeous.
that would suck.
Yeah.
You know.
So, you know, like if you have like the four of us, you know, you'll obviously pick your favorite type. And if you decide to go solo, you find maybe it's easier to work with this one or with this one. You're still free to do that. So, I mean, it looks great, you know. The gameplay itself also looked very interesting. All of them had different types of attacks and so on, and combos. I love that.
Combos, yeah.
I think it was
You're
the
just seeing
ranger that
combo
shot
all
the
over
ice,
the screen.
and another
yeah.
one came and just hammered you. Not only was it more damage, but it literally was blasting the words combo. So
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
that there might even be other things with the storm guy sending out some electricity. Who knows?
I was like,
what
it kind of
mixtures-
feels
yeah.
Japanese the way they're like combo.
So
like
that could be
all over
even
the
more
screen.
incentive for multiplayer.
Yeah.
You know, and I like the fact that it's not forcing the multiplayer on you, which is very interesting.
So yeah, like Michael, let's talk about how they spoke about how they're gonna like integrate the multiplayer aspect and the single player side, because that's what you were most seem to be excited about, like how they're separating that. So like, what do you think of how they presented that aspect of the game? Because that's what everyone's been worried about, right? Like, how are you gonna make a like Destiny clone basically?
Yeah.
And because Destiny has an absolutely garbage story, and but
Well,
it
this
has.
isn't near Destiny in terms of story-wise, I think.
Well, the
because
bar
of
is very
BioWare.
low with Destiny. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
yeah.
Like Destiny, the bar is like
Yeah.
you know below your foot.
I mean, to be fair, we don't know the story. It could turn out to be garbage, but what it's presented
Yeah,
us so far does seem interesting.
Because Destiny's story did look interesting in fucking E3 videos years ago. You know.
Because at least we know what the setting is now.
Yeah.
Why they're in the situation, why they're all living there. So
Yeah.
at least there was some light shed on that and why they're going out.
Yeah.
So obviously what's going to be happening out in the world, the consequences and so on, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. No, for me, the main thing is I played Star Wars. What's
Old
Knights of the
Republic.
Old
yeah,
Old Republic.
and when you play that, like the storytelling that BioWare has is like really, really good. Like you feel like you're not really playing an MMO. You know what I mean? So first of all, that they're there, and then they're
Hashtag
saying that they're saying that, you know, the whole game will be primarily focused on, even if you just want to play by yourself, you know, you don't want to have to worry about multiplayer and so on. Your world or what you play is single player. So your choices actually have a real, you know, instant. And I think Anna and I have spoken about this a lot when I just started playing MMOs. I hate like going somewhere and you're supposed to talk to someone and you find 10 people around that person doing the exact same thing you're doing. It kind of breaks that idea that, you know.
But I think also in the direction that we're going now, you have to make a game. If you're gonna make it primarily multiplayer, then it has to have the single player aspects that just integrate seamlessly. I think that's what everybody's aiming for. If you wanna play this perfectly single player, then yeah, you can do it. If you wanna do it with friends, then yeah.
I got a massive bit of an info dump if you want for Anthem details. If anyone on the stream also like wants to know.
You name the important ones.
Yeah, the important ones. Like there was gonna be no PvP, cosmetic only microtransactions, no loot boxes. It will be games as a service. Environmental destruction is there. No AI party members. No romances.
I was wondering if there was going to be AI,
No, that would not work.
No other players in hubs. Hubs are for story progression. Non-infinite inventory. No underwater fights. Flying has a vertical limit. Conversation choices return, but branches are simpler. No co-op story decisions. No loot sharing, swapping, or stealing. No answer regarding a public beta. Those are kind of like the main things I just quickly picked out bits of info and everything.
The only thing that surprised me there was no underwater fight.
Exactly.
Yeah, because we're kind of expecting that, right? Like, so I guess underwater will just be for traveling and stuff like that. Yeah,
treasures.
Yeah, and I'm guessing no underwater cities. So kind of, what does underwater mean? Maybe you find some cool loot or whatever, but
an exploration tool.
Anyway, yeah, 30 FPS for you. Elitists out there on console. I guess that means PS4 and Xbox One on either.
Xbox One X.
I'm guessing that
it will
applies
look amazing
there.
on that console, you know, HDR, 4K, you know, running perfectly, you know, no step down issues like any other pro console.
Step down from PC.
Yeah, but it won't be like that PS4 Pro with the issues, you know, but yeah.
But what issues? We've never seen it on PS4 Pro.
Yeah, for a reason.
Are you an insider?
Insider knowledge, bro. Just like Red Dead Redemption. Look
paid cosmetics, are we fine with that?
Yeah.
Very fine.
Yeah. We're
very
cool.
Fine.
No
That's
problem.
the whole point. It's for your personal thing. I like to look this way, but you're all playing the game. I've always been for that.
Yeah, I think that's smart. And we also realized, like during the conference, right, like how everybody was so firm on the loot box stance. Even the Star Wars guys were like, they come out and say, oh yeah, we know we had a rough launch and everything. Is like, ugh, a rough launch? Are you fucking kidding me?
It feels like loot boxes were like they were latent for a while. And then it just blew up and
it was
no one's gonna touch it now.
It was like a one time only, like
I'm
insane
not paying
feast.
$5 for something I cannot see.
Yeah.
The only thing though about the costumes is I think they'd have to have a very wide range of costumes, and like, you know, where they're all quite appealing. Not all of them, majority are bland. Then here you've got a few skulls because then everybody's going to be rocking that exact same thing.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll give a variety though.
My thing
Hopefully
is
a
like
little bit of customization as well.
they
Maybe
haven't-
shoulder parts, things like that, a bit more.
Yeah,
uniqueness, hopefully.
they haven't talked about season pass. Is my problem. They haven't said how stuff is going to be free because they kept on talking about living, breathing world and things change and the world. You know what I mean?
Usual tagline.
So that's fair enough, but do I have to pay for it, or is it free? And if it's free, great. But then the cosmetic that you want, probably going to be like, you know, $20.
Yeah, but
Which is fine, I guess. It's just like $20
But
for
again,
cosmetics
if there's
is
variety,
like
you don't want
terrible.
to spend that $20 and you go out in the world, there's 5 guys next to you fighting the same monster.
Yeah,
That will kill it.
yeah.
I doubt it'll be that high. I'm sure there'll be like $1,
right?
$5,
It's a
$10.
It's a tough balance, man. It's a really, really tough
But then
balance.
what if you're trying to make a game that
What's
is
up, dude? What's
good
up? What's
enough
up?
to get enough people playing the game, and all that you're charging them for is just cosmetics?
Cheers, bro.
I mean,
feel
that'll
that's
work.
what you're aiming for.
Yeah, that's probably what you want because you want everybody to
Nice.
keep playing together long term and stuff. So maybe you have
You just
Calling
want-
major
from
you want
major
people to
expansions.
just- yeah.
At
Maybe
least
the
just
really
watch
major
me.
expansions where the world like completely changes is where you're like, all right, $30 bucks for this or whatever.
Yes,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
That would be.
Yeah,
that would
Because
be the
anything
thing.
else, if you're going towards the idea of play to win or pay to win, and it just won't work.
Yeah. But after
guy
this
is
guy-
watching me.
I know.
No, he's watching.
Shout out
So he
Ibs, man.
called
Ibs,
me
Ibs out there.
Yeah,
To watch me answer the call.
Ibs is a known troll, but
And I've
good
been
looking.
seeing
Nice
his
one, nice
messages
one.
and I'm
Yeah. That's a good move. But yeah, man. So, what do you think overall? That's what I was trying to. We were asking, but we got distracted. But like, how do you think they handled that difference between single player and multiplayer?
Amazing for me. For me, because I'm now like getting into MMOs like heavy games like Black Desert. I got that. I tried that out. Gameplay was amazing. Now I'm going back into FF. So I'm just getting into the whole like multiplayer type games that. And to
I need
hear.
to join you.
But
Yeah,
you've
dude, come.
you've never
Come.
played
I
like
need to.
Destiny or Division kind of game before, isn't it?
It's 15
No.
bucks.
Not
Those-
those types
the
of
di-
shooters,
yeah, because
no.
those aren't necessarily. Those are more like Alan, the thing's gone. Those are more like Warframe, you know, in the type that you have missions you go out on, and you play with other people, and you level up and so on. But like MMOs are like the whole idea of having your own world. You know what I mean? Like it's not you can go out on the quest, but there's so many other things you do besides that.
Yeah.
So for me, when I saw this, I was thinking, okay, cool. If it's online and everything, how are they going to make it interesting? Like when I'm not out with people, you know what I mean? So to hear that there'll be a proper story, because I think if you remember from the first, it's cool. If you remember from the first trailer we saw last year, the conversation, like when we saw that, we're like, wow, this is really good, but this probably is like, they're playing tricks on us, because I don't think you can do that in a multiplayer game. But for them to say, no, legit, like when you're online,
So to initiate a story mission, you can't be with your friend.
you go out into the world.
No, but I'm saying
In
'cause
the
that is-
city,
isn't it like the story missions are in the hub worlds or
Yeah,
whatever?
yeah.
But my thing is, so you start a mission, yeah? I'm not with Patrick or whatever, but once I leave the hub world area, that's only when Patrick can join me?
Yes.
Yeah.
But then, okay, makes sense, but it's cumbersome.
But why-
Because
why is that? Why do you
when the
think that's
mission's
cumbersome?
over and I want to go to my next story mission, does Patrick disconnect from me? And
No, what they're saying is it's a shared world. So when you're outside in the world, you don't have to be just
So I
doing a
could
mission.
come outside my city, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm going to go into my next mission.
Yeah.
Then Patrick will be there and he
Yeah,
just
you,
joins me.
the way these games work is that you don't just leave your city only when you have a mission. You could like have 3 or 4 missions, or just be like, you know what, I want to go and just mess around. Like Alan wants to
So
fly
you
around.
can select.
So yeah, while Alan is flying around, you could be like, hey dude, nice to see you here. I'm also here doing A, B, C. And Alan can help you do your missions. You can help him do his missions. That's how it works.
Okay, so because what
So-
I'm seeing, hubs are for story progression. So I'm guessing
Exactly.
all the story stuff and all
Is-
the like, is just in the hub world.
All your
and-
choices is in the
But
hub.
my thing is like, I'm wondering about the connectivity of it, like because Destiny, the way it works is very seamless and nice. So I'm like, when you leave the hub, I finished a mission with Patrick.
Yeah.
Well, I'm coming back to the hub to do my next story mission. Patrick waits for me outside. I go in, I finish that, I start my next mission, come back out of the city. Is Patrick still waiting for me there? Or do I have to now go through inviting him back and saying,
No,
Patrick,
You're still in the
no,
same
no.
party.
probably,
No,
that's
you're
what I'm
still-
saying. Because you're in a party, so like he should be still waiting for me out there. Like, oh, yeah,
it's-
yeah, yeah.
The reason
And then
why,
you get
the
to-
reason
Think
why
of
it's-
it as a separate instance on
yeah,
its own,
yeah,
but
yeah,
you're still in
yeah.
a party.
That's
Yeah.
what makes sense.
if you
to
play
me, is my
MMOs,
point,
it's
yeah.
like that where you're like, okay, dude, so you belong to this guild or this
Yeah,
faction.
yeah, yeah,
So while
yeah.
you're doing your own stuff in your own story, you do that. But when you're like, hey, dude, listen, I've got like 3 or 4 things to do today. Let's link up. That's how it works.
Yeah. That's what makes sense, and I'm glad that's what
Yeah.
they're doing because
And if
it's
you
the
think
only
about
way.
it, like
That's
even
why I
the
was
Star
like-
Wars, that's like similar to how it is. Like,
Yeah.
we'll go into the city, he goes and he meets whoever his quest givers are and so on. Sometimes I'll accompany him, but he's making the decisions
Yeah.
during that
Yeah.
instance.
Yeah.
So it's still the same thing, but when you go out into the world, hey bro, I need to do this, do this, do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when you have a shared world, what made me really excited is the idea that they can start creating instances in that world. So you find, for example, on a Tuesday, something is happening in that world. There might be an event, you have to beat a boss or do something, and you collaborate with other people to do those things. So
Would be very interesting for raids.
yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So that
But
element there,
cinematics and stuff and story progression only
It's
happens when
yourself,
you've
and I
linked
really
up.
like that because I want it really feels like okay, it's your own story. You know what I mean? Like I said, if it's completely open on both sides, you go to someone and you talk to them and you find there's like 50 people around them. So you don't feel like you're an individual in that story. You're like, we're all doing this.
Oh yeah.
But when you're doing your own story and they say you have your own choices, it has more weight to each decision.
I would imagine though, for like the biggest of bosses, it would again be separate instances. Because you can't have a situation where this is the big baddie of this
And then they're
area,
different skills.
and then somebody's just come and killed them. You're standing there waiting for the thing to respawn.
Yeah.
Oh,
So like a
no,
lot of these
course,
games,
yeah,
you have a
Ah,
lot
you
of the
started,
open
you
area.
started.
I was just looking to make sure if that's what I thought it was. Relax. Oh my god.
Tell the stream to relax, okay, when the screen dies.
Stream. I'm trying to
You've
just make
started,
sure
you've started.
15-minute anthem demo is legit. Is that all right? Please. I'm not gonna kill the stream. Ish, I'll be roasted in the chat actually.
But yeah, otherwise Anthem is looking amazing.
Yeah,
Ah,
I
it
think
looks
it's
like a
looking
real deal.
pretty good. There's tons of like info and footage that's now coming out, like considering the conference has just passed.
And I like the classes that they've selected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what were the classes? If we can like maybe
There was
quickly try to think.
Ranger, Storm.
Interceptor.
I'm a
Me,
ranger.
mine was
Oh,
big,
everybody
big guy.
already picked
Just
their,
big
their,
guy.
their
Big
squad.
guy.
We already got our group. Yeah.
Storm is locked in.
Yeah, there's Interceptor, like you said,
Storm.
Storm,
Ranger.
Ranger, and Colossus. Yeah. So, I guess it's cool because they did confirm like you can swap outside of missions, no problem. You can jump in between, which is great because I'm playing Mass Effect
Means that you
Andromeda,
don't have
and
to
it works
get
the same
pinned
way.
down.
Yeah, I think they've had this philosophy for a while because in Mass Effect you can completely swap in between different classes and skills and attach different powers. It does not matter, and it's great because you can kind of just whatever situation you're in, adopt the javelin that you need or whatever. Because
I
imagine
like
like
the customization as well. Like,
Yeah.
it looks really good. And like someone like me
Them
who
skins
plays,
are gonna be expensive.
not really, man. They get you because like I mean,
Speaking as someone who's
Yeah.
spent a lot
I play
already.
Dota. I'm the best Dota player in Zambia. Everyone knows this. We discussed this TTPS member all day. I was actually challenged, you know, and then I proved I was the best. But that's not the point. The point is, I play Dota, and yeah, you have those small transactions. They won't make the skins that expensive. But like now, I found out like after 2 years, I spent like $1,000 on that game. So you won't even know.
Yeah, I've never even spent $1,000 on any game in my life.
Yeah, it's not
No
really
chance.
a proud moment. But hey, I'm really good at the game. So
Man, Star Citizen selling ships. for
where is Star
27.
Citizen?
Where
bruh?
is
That
Star
game, man.
Citizen?
Anyway, that's a whole other
Now you can buy a ship.
thing.
How much are the ships? 5 Gs?
Bruh, this concierge service for 1K. You gotta anyway.
Yeah, man.
So they did say there's gonna be a character creator. The character will be voiced. All characters are humans. No character creation after your initial creation at launch as well. Nope, no AR party members and no romances. How do we feel about that? Because that's what
Romances
Barrows-
are
No
just
problem.
played out.
Yeah,
Like
that's
I'd rather
fine.
like the game. You should feel like you meeting like actual people and want to meet them and not be like, oh, I have this romance
I'm ready. I
situation.
want to fuck you from the very beginning or something. Like Sorry, stream. but anyway.
No, you know what? I just want.
I think
a
that's
game.
4 so far.
that's
4.
the-
I just want something that is solid and gives me that whole sci-fi feel. It's interactive. I can make RPG elements, progression, and it just looks good and it feels good. I don't need that romance stuff.
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't
think
need
it's necessary.
choices.
It's
I
not that
don't-
I
type
don't
of
need
game. It's not
crazy
necessarily-
choices
No,
either.
no,
Yeah.
We need
just
to-
give me something that feels good.
A side note: if any of you have ever not seen yet, or you have, you need to check out Black Desert Online's character creator.
Yeah, looks. I've seen.
That's like the best character creator you ever see in a game. So I'm just saying, with this, they might be a bit limited because you're always in the suit.
Yeah.
But if there's some form of customization.
I mean, for the sake
But
of the
there must be
cutscenes, I'm
cutscenes.
sure.
Yeah,
When
I
you're
was
back
gonna
in
say
the
that.
city,
yeah,
you
yeah,
won't
yeah.
be
If
in
they
the
have a really good creator as well, that would be dope.
Because if there are cutscenes and you're all in a squad and you're completing a mission, then I'm guessing that the
My-
helmets will be.
I wouldn't be as worried about your actual person, but more about the suit, because that's what you'll be seeing most of the
It's like
time. If you
Warframe.
have those
It
little
feels like
nitty bitty
Warframe.
things here, change the shape of the helmet or whatever, if you're allowed to do that, that would be fantastic. Bring a bit of that Need for Speed Underground elements
Yeah.
to the thing. Make that
The-
suit your own,
Yeah.
you know?
Though I suspect the suit is cosmetic only. I have a
I'm
feeling.
fine with it being cosmetic
Yeah.
only, but at least to look different
Look
from every other
different,
player
yeah.
you're running around with.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. I'm sure it'll be pretty good. Like I say, the online element is like we're getting pushed into it. And if it's done right, where you don't feel left out, like they said, you can literally play the game by yourself. That's a good.
And that's always the best thing. I think you're seeing that now, where you don't feel like I have to have 3 other people with me,
Yeah.
but you even have those moments where you're about to die from something. Some guy just comes and saves you last minute.
Seamless
Oh, hey, bro, thanks for that.
transition.
You end up
Yeah.
making a friend.
And
Some
that-
of my
yeah.
best MMO moments were making friends online as opposed
Yeah.
to just going into it.
And I've had that feeling with Destiny a lot because I dumped so much time into that, and I've had exactly what you're talking about with Destiny, and I wanna have that again because I'm over. Excuse me, I'm over that game. I'm over Destiny. I'm sorry, Bungie screwed up too many times. I'm ready for something new, you know.
Moving on.
Yeah, I'm so ready to
Tired
move
of
on.
beating
So
life.
no, yeah, a bit.
Play that
decent.
Celine Dion music in the background.
Dude, seriously, man. So I'm ready to play a new evolution on that formula with an emphasis on story and content.
Yeah.
And the live service being actually good, and
I just
not a
ask our
rip-off.
internet service providers to please pick up the speeds and at more affordable prices.
Because
it
it works.
it's
It's
not
just
easy for a
Zamtel.
lot of
It
people.
works. It's just Zamtel.
It works.
It works.
It works.
So I think that's good.
Yeah,
Have
that's
we hit
good.
everything?
Yeah,
If
we've
they
I wish
want
we had
patches,
FIFA
20
Street.
gigs.
Yeah, missed out
They're
on
not playing.
FIFA Street. No Dragon Age, no FIFA Street.
Yeah.
No Dragon Age,
Skate.
It was
No
very.
skate.
It was very safe, if you ask me. It was a very safe
had
Yeah.
conference
safe,
because they
yeah.
literally just
Yeah.
used what they built up from
Yeah.
last year. But like Battlefield, like we haven't talked about it a lot because I think the best thing for us to do is to wait for the Xbox conference.
No, there's 15 minutes
Yeah,
of
but the
footage
Xbox
right now,
conference,
which you're
the
not
Xbox
letting me
conference,
watch.
the Xbox conference will
I
be
could
better.
stream 15 minutes of
No,
footage
no,
right now.
yeah,
Can I watch
no,
it? Can I watch
I'm
it?
gonna let you finish. I'm gonna let you finish. But the Xbox conference is the best EEP conference of all time, bro.
What- okay,
Cyberpunk.
pre-declared.
That's it.
Yeah. But yeah, I think we covered everything pretty much.
about
Yeah. Sea of Solitude, we talked about that. So
Very
Is this-
poetic.
is there
and
anything in
emotional.
chat that they want us to ask or talk about?
Stop
Or-
shitting on Zamtel.
Well, that's not gonna stop.